Saturday spring game, particularly from your defense, because it's kind of a new system and you probably won't share everything you got, but what do you want to see from the players and how they do things?
Well, we'll have a great crowd there, and so just want to see the same standard of running to the ball, getting off blocks, doing their jobs. And I think anytime you scrimmage, tackling is of the utmost. So I'm looking forward to seeing the defensive guys not do something new, do exactly what they've been doing. Don't try to change the way you play one snap at a time, but then anxious to see the tackling.
How are you going to format it? What's it going to look like?
It'll be like a game. Yeah, be like a game. I mean, we might have. We'll hope to see the numbers coming out depending on how we came out of today. So, if we have to put the offense in one color, defense in another, we'll still just play it like a game. Though one offense will go this way, one offense will go that way.
Think you'll have a 1 versus 1 moment?
Yeah. They're gonna play.
Quarterbacks be in the green jerseys.
Yes.
And anything like a running clock in the second half.
You guys are really much further ahead than I am. So I hate to admit that, but it's true. And we always kind of depend on how many reps. Some of these guys, we're going to give them a lot of reps. Some guys not as much. So make sure to see how the reps are going.
You were kind of intrigued to see how they would all come back after kind of having that week off and how they would take care of things. How did you feel like the group came back and practiced this week?
That was excellent. Yeah, I thought they came back in. I mean, we went full pads Monday, full pads Tuesday off a week off, and they weren't just out there. They were wanting to do more. So been pleased with the attention to detail and the effort all week long.
To see how things come out from today, but anything else significant for players not to be available on Saturday?
No. I mean, we had a pretty healthy spring, so I'm assuming, other than the surgical guys from the fall or from before the fall, we should have pretty much everyone available.
What do you hope recruits see?
It's embarrassing. Where's Amy?
What do you hope recruits see at the spring game? And what kind of message do you give those guys, or have you been giving them all spring?
The recruits? Well, yeah, I think the biggest thing is when you come to Lincoln, when you come to UNL, you fall in love with the place. And so I want players who've never seen it before to come here and see it. I want people who've been here before to come back and just continue to check boxes in terms of the facilities, the people that they're around, and then a chance to see see a game in Memorial Stadium, see the crowd, see the fan support, and also just see the way that the team looks.
What can you say about the basketball program and just the good buzz that it's creating just for the entire university right now?
Yeah, I've been fortunate that I was able to go down last Thursday. I was able to go down last Saturday. I'm going to go down tonight, and I'll go down again on Saturday, and then next week if I can do it too, just depending on my schedule. But I think when you look at all of our winter sports, wrestling comes in third. I think first time ever, back-to-back, top 3 finishes. Coach Manning does a great job. Women's basketball, I mean, I as a father of 2 daughters who love to play basketball, watching Britt Prince play, watching the way that they play together. I think 4 out of the last 5 years, Amy's been to the tournament. So proud to be associated with them. And then the men, I mean, I just think they play with, it's not even just the fact that they're winning, it's the way that they play. They play with great grit and passion. They play together. Even last game, that they were up for most of the game. And then when Vanderbilt came back, they didn't panic. Went all the way down to the very end. So, I've I hold a special place in my heart. I went to senior day, certainly for Rink and Jamarcus and everybody else, but I hold a special place in my heart for Sam Hoiberg. I remember the first week that I was here, there was an article written saying why didn't Trev let Fred go? And as a coach's kid, that's a difficult thing, right? My kids have seen it, and for Sam to continuously just go out there and dive on the floor, forget the shots and all that stuff. To watch Sam Hoiberg for 3+ years diving on the ground for his team, for his father, for his family. It's been really cool. So proud to be associated with them. And seeing Chris Webber say that he had never seen anything like it. One of the players on Houston's basketball team is friends with Jeremiah Charles and told him, he's like, man, they were chanting for Nebraska during our game. So it's what makes Nebraska special.
Any advantage to kind of having all the attention on the basketball team during this time of year, so you guys can just kind of pin your ears back and get to work?
I think the most important thing, is just the work, right? So I think I said a week or so ago, it's just it's been a quiet spring for us, and I think that's good. I think anytime as a football player, you're focused inward and just kind of on the guy next to you lined up as opposed to everything else. But I think the biggest thing is winning and seeing our basketball team do things that haven't been done before. And as we come out here every day, each one of our players is trying to do things that hasn't been done before. So I think it's been just a great message to us. Mitch, I know you came in. If you have anything for me.
Along those lines, as a coach, watching a coach, like you mentioned Fred and when you first got here, the place that his program was in, what do you admire about him and his staff and what they've done this year?
Just first of all, anytime a coach has a team that plays with that much passion and heart, I think that's a direct reflection of him as the leader. I think secondly, every single year since I've been here, you just see Fred and his staff just continue to get better and better and better. And it wasn't but a year ago that we weren't going to the tournament after our last game. I saw Fred and Carol out somewhere, and obviously Fred was disappointed. And a year later, a couple of us recruiting were out at UCLA. And we went over to the men's basketball game and we're talking to some of their donors, and all anyone wanted to talk about at Pauley Pavilion, think about all the great basketball that has been at the UCLA, was Nebraska basketball. And so just seeing the way Fred has always weathered the storm with class and dignity, and the team just continues to get better and better and better, and you see the fruits of his labor, so and all his staff as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Do you feel like you guys were able to get accomplished to this point through spring ball?
Yeah, got some new guys, with 3 new guys that are running with the ones right now. So, continuity, playing together with Justin and Pritchett, and then, just trying to find depth. I think you got to have 7, 8 guys that you can count on to go win a championship. And so we're just trying to, get guys in positions, moving people around. Some guys that play with Tyler. Has played a bunch of different positions, so we've kind of moved people around, try to get the best 5 at all times next year.
Depth is
Yeah,
starting to show up.
depth. We have Claude's going with the 2s as a true freshman. He's got a long way to go, but the progress is there. Sledge has gotten a bunch of reps at center because Jake Peters has been out this spring. Brock Knutson's got a bunch of tackle. He's actually gone he goes back to back. He gets a lot of extra reps. He's gone guard with group and then tackle with a group. So a lot of guys get a lot of reps, but still got some guys out. Be glad to get Gunner back here this summer. And it's something that with spring being early, it's great because football won't start. It won't stop now. I mean, we can still do stuff with them in April and May. Under the rules of a couple hours a week, and so that's what I'm excited about. Hey, it's not done Saturday, so football's not going to stop for us up front here.
One of the things I observed when we had a chance to watch it was I heard the phrase "do it again" a lot.
Yes, sir.
How are the players just reacting to that attention to detail?
Well, it's just to be great, you got to be simple, and to do the same thing over and over and over and over, where it is, what I don't want our guys to do is thinking, and then when they think, they don't come off the ball. We want to be physical. We want to come off the ball. That's one thing we are going to do. So even if we have to dummy it down more. It's like we have drills that we do. I did a study at my last place where, we did that drill 700 times before we played a game throughout summer practice, fall, spring, OTAs, and all that. So, that's something our guys, as I alluded to earlier, I look forward to the next couple months of continuing to do that.
You mentioned Claude. It's relatively new to football.
Yes, sir.
What have you kind of seen from him as he's dived in here, and where's he kind of at? In terms of
Well, it's like I tell him, he is new to football, but my thought is to throw him into the wolves. If you do that faster, it's like in the old days, you used to bring freshmen in and they'd get a week by themselves and you'd pamper them and all that. Now throw him to the wolves, and he'll grow up faster for that, So, Claude's someone that I'm challenging every day. Hey, get extra meeting. Come see us. Me and Coach Teasley, and so that's something that is a challenge to him. It's new. He cares. You know what I mean? But I tell him every day, this is Big Ten football. You got to be a little bit different to be great. You know what I mean? So he's doing it, and I'm excited about his progress. But I don't want him to be get that twisted for hey. You know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do.
What did you see from Pritchett when you got here in December, on the field and off of it? And did you get a sense of the growth that he was in the midst of at that time and then also continuing into this year?
I got here, my first day, I was like, I've never coached one like that. You know what I mean? I want what's best for Pritch. I think Pritch is a great kid. Pritch, if you watch him at practice, he works his tail off. But he's just got to understand that to be great, you have to be unique. We've all been around great ones that, they walk in the meeting room the same every day. They get here early. They stretch before practice. They do things that are unique to be different, and I want him to be different. So we're challenging him every day to continue. I don't know when in the past I've really never asked Coach Rhule what he went through last year on that because I don't want to have a preconceived notion of anybody. So it's just something with Pritch of if it's my job. It's my job to get him ready to play, to get him better. So I've got some work to do, but he knows what he has to do better. He's hard on himself sometimes too, which I really think that's a quality that can help him down the road.
Early in the spring that he was kind of stepping out of his comfort zone and doing things to help teammates, help with recruiting, even in the portal season. Have you seen that continue through the spring to for him to take a role where he's leading some of his lineman teammates?
It really does. He hosted Paul Mobinga. And Paul was awesome when Paul came in because Paul's a grown man. And Paul came in and he played next to who was the left tackle at LSU was the first draft. So Paul was telling stories of how he works and how he did things and how he ran gassers and how gritty and tough he was. So, and Pritch was just, grinning from ear to ear. And so, that was something that excited me. I love it when I see Pritch around everybody, because I truly think you win old school wise. I truly think you win with a group that is cohesive and all that. So that's something that, I heard Pritch and the boys went and got ice cream the other night and cookies, and they go hang out together, and that excites me. So, and especially from the older guys of Justin and Pritch.
Rhule told a story about how with Paul, you weren't going to let him leave here without committing to Nebraska. There must have been something you really liked about his personality and also his take.
And I'm always, I want to be around guys that I want to be around. I want to be around guys that are tough. I want to be around guys that I want to be with daily. Like with Paul, I recruited Paul at high school. Then this last year, I recruited Paul's brother that signed at Arkansas. So I've been in the home with Paul when he was home. So I knew him. I know Coach Davis at LSU. I know what Paul's about. So I care about that more than the player, that I know what I'm going to get here at Nebraska. I knew Brendan Black. I tried to flip him when I got to Georgia Tech from Iowa State. I knew what kind of guy he was. I've watched him practice. We knew Tree. So I think in the portal, especially at my position, you have to know who they are first, of their toughness and their mentality. And we did not miss on that with those three guys. So that's something that will make Nebraska better up front.
Saturday, just as a coach, what are you looking forward to be, out there in Memorial Stadium, kind of getting your guys going, just first experience for you?
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm excited to be out there. But as a coach right now in spring, it's more like we do need another day to play together. We do need to play in that environment. We went out there a couple weeks ago. We want our guys to not feel any pressure like Pritch. I think sometimes he wants to be perfect every play because he knows, what's at stake for him down the road and all that. I'm like, dude, just play the next play. Like Coach Rhule just says all the time, play the next play. And if you can have that mentality, that's what we're kind of looking for out there on Saturday. Just play the next play, no matter if it's in Memorial Stadium or in the gravel parking lot backside over here. You know what I mean? Just that's got to be our mentality, and we're still working toward that.
That drill earlier that you did 700 times before a game, can you kind of describe what that is? Do you guys do that here?
It's just like we have these boards and sticks, and it's like I go versus air first before we put people out there, and I believe you got to do it right versus air before you do. And I want my guys just running off the football, and so I want them just running like they run off the ball. So it's something that we can do versus air all summer, all fall, all during the season, and then it starts back over again. So just when it gets into crunch time, they have something to fall back onto with fundamentals. And because what you don't want is versus teams that move a lot, is they start thinking, they start shuffling, they're not coming off the ball. We want to dictate what they do by coming off the ball. So that's kind of the mentality, and we've got a long way to go, but hopefully we'll get there.
Guys, and what's unique about blocking for all of your quarterbacks, but Calandria in particular, who has a special ability to extend plays, get outside of the pocket. How do the offensive linemen, how does that impact them?
Well, we talk in protection. We say effort gets you in trouble and effort gets you out of trouble. So my biggest thing is every day it's strain. You've got to strain, especially with Ant in there, because he will step up, and then you can't let a defender like you think you have them just fall off. So you're always having to refit and finish with him back there because you never know what he's going to do sometimes. So that's kind of an emphasis. But he's a guy that will make us better up front. He's a great leader. He's a competitor. He comes to work every day. So I think he can feed some of these old linemen, especially the young ones, of how to compete every day. But he will make us better.
How important has Justin been to kind of be the guy in the middle with all these moving pieces around him and new faces and things like that?
It's always good to have a great center, especially an athletic center. That's what we're trying to recruit for the future, is guys that are athletic. Try to get bigger, outside, but get guys that can get on you now, and that's what Justin can do. He's done some extra stuff for his footwork, and I think he's really improved. He's been great. He's probably one of the better centers I've ever coached, and I'm excited about him. But once again, there's some things he can improve on. between now and when we get back in fall camp.
Some of the things that you try to do as a recruiter, you got some recruits coming in, you got them all spring. What do you try to do as a recruiter to connect with a kid and get him to come?
I came here to be the best. So I want recruits to come here to be the best. And I want guys that are just mentally tough, guys that I want to be around, guys that Coach Rhule wants to be around. He might not be the 5-star. That does not matter to us. But just the fit for us of what we're trying to build up front with the mentality. And, when you get guys that love life, and every coach says love football, you got to have guys that love life, love to get up and do the work and just do things, go to class, come over here, just they're structured in the way. So just looking for guys like that, guys that understand. I know we all say it, but understand what this place is. This place is special. That's why I'm here. I want to be the best. I want to win. So and we can do that here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right away, why did you choose to transfer to Nebraska for your final season?
Well, Jeep, he recruited me out of high school. Really liked him, and yeah, I just think the program really fits me. It's like a family here, so I think that's the biggest aspect of it is the family. I just think they treated my family really well too, and me, so that's a big piece of it.
How would you describe Coach Wade? He seems to.
He's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
but I love him.
He's a great coach.
He lets us play free, and just within his guidelines. But I love it.
Had you always lived in Florida? Did you grow up in Florida?
Yep, Jacksonville, or right above it, but nobody knows where I'm from. I'm from Rhule, but nobody really knows of it. But
After the years in Ames and then coming here, like, do you feel like a Midwestern guy now?
a little bit. I still have my accent, but I love it up here.
Did you? I mean, when you decided to leave Iowa State, was that a consideration, like that you wanted to be in this part of the country, or were you open to really anything?
I was really open to anything, but I do like it here a lot. So.
I guess just what are you looking forward to Saturday? You know, first time in Memorial Stadium for you, just in front of some fans as well. Just how exciting is that for you?
Yeah, it'll be awesome. That stadium's amazing, and then yeah, I just think being able to get out there as a unit will be awesome.
Have you seen the offensive line kind of come together this spring with 3 new players, some veterans, and kind of making that work?
Yeah, it's cool to see. Like, I mean, the start of it was, I don't know, I think we had to build a chemistry, and I think we've really done that. So it's awesome.
How have you done? Built the chemistry.
How?
How have you done?
I guess just over time. I mean, you got to practice repetition, and just keep going. I mean, that's really all you can do.
The guy who is a veteran player, but you're new to a program, new group. How do you kind of assert yourself as a leader? Do you kind of come in and get a sense of things before you do that? How do you approach that?
I'm always going to try to be a leader, even if it's not verbally, just by example. So I had to learn offense myself before I could do any of that. But
What did you make of the the guys that you came in here and who were already here, the Justin and Elijah and the Gunner and the offensive Tyler?
yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I think they're great players. Great people too.
Always the spot for you. I know
Yep.
that's what you've done in your college career, but how did that become the place that was specifically your place to lock in?
Well, in high school, I really played every position except center. Got to Iowa State, really just played right, left guard, played a little bit of tackle, and then last year played a little center, and then yeah, I just feel best at right guard.
What's that about the way that Coach G emphasizes what you guys do in practice?
I just think how passionate he is about it, and us. Like, he really cares about us.
What stands out to you about Matt Rhule and just him as a head coach?
I think he's going to try to get us better every day, and I don't know, the team meetings, he really, I don't know how to say it. I don't know, he just gets us ready, gets us going for the week, so love it.
You miss anything about Ames, Hickory Park? Any
A little bit.
Yeah.
Hickory Park's got some good ice cream.
You found anything in Lincoln to replace that, or what's been what have you made of living here?
I haven't really been able to venture out much, but Honest Abe's is pretty good. And then I think Arago is pretty good.
What did you get from your Iowa State experience, Coach Campbell, all the people there? You guys won a lot of games.
He's a great head coach. I think he taught me leadership and helped me grow into be a man. And then I don't know, it's just there was great people there. We had good chemistry, and yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I don't.
Tree, what's the transition been like here, and how have you felt like you've fit in with this group of linemen?
I would say it's been good. I mean, the weather has been quite bipolar, but it's okay. Just come from South Carolina, from the heat and stuff, but everything been good. Everything been clicking. The guys welcome me in, so it's been good.
Why did you want to follow Coach Teasley here?
Teasley been coaching me, since my freshman year, and I built a strong bond with him. So I know he's not gonna point me to the wrong way. So I followed him.
How have you felt about Coach Wade? And do you go to Coach Teasley more? Do you get instruction from him, history together? How does that divide up between the two guys that you have working? I know there's more than two, but those two in particular that you have working with you as coaches in that group.
It's been good. Coach Wade, he's very open. I can ask him anything. Like you said, it's kind of in the middle. I go to whoever I want. So they both got good ball knowledge, so I can ask whoever.
What's kind of been your sense so far of the offensive line and maybe what it can be this season?
We can be good. Just bringing Paul and me and Brandon. Everybody we're clicking. So it's like I feel like we've been playing ball for a while. So it's a good thing.
Physically, mentally, your attitude?
I say, every single one of us is physical. We all played, so we all have experience. So that.
Between you and Paul and Elijah, you guys have got some SEC experience under your belts. How does that factor around here in the Big Ten? What do you think that has done for you to make you the player that you are, having played against that competition?
We SEC, one of the best. Just going against guys who get drafted every year. Just know we have went against better people. Just more competition, and Big Ten. Kind of new here, so trying to see how things go. But I feel like us going against SEC talent and stuff, I feel like we should be good.
Is there a bond for you guys because you have that shared background?
Yeah, we kind of bump heads here and there because just SEC, we still talk trash back and forth, but yeah, we close.
In the spring, when you have guys who come in from different places, how do you guys become a unit this spring? What goes into it?
It was good. Like I said, we all came in. I think I came in a week before Paul. Came in, started clicking. Felt like I said, we was playing ball for a while together, so it felt good.
Was there somebody on the team who was important in recruiting you and getting you here? Did you meet some of the guys? Anybody stick out to you when you were here on your visit?
I met Elijah, met Justin. I think me and Brandon Black, we was on the visit at the same time. So just we just talked and tried to pick each other's mind, and we was like, why not?
You guys on the same side. You and Brandon, right tackle, right guard. Is that basically how it's been lining up for the most part? And what kind of communication do you guys have to have as new teammates, both at a new school, playing next to each other on the line?
Both of us were, talented. Just trying to understand, each other's, each other's play style. Just trying to get to know each other. So we've just been bonding outside of football, just trying, know each other. And, once you get on the field, you don't really got to talk. You can just look a certain way and, you can just read each other's mind.
I guess just what are you looking forward to Saturday and just getting out there at Memorial Stadium?
They talked about how it's been sold out and stuff. I want to see how, how packed it is. Just come from an SEC and, we already have a big stadium. I heard it's really nice, so I want to see it.
Pritchett tell you there were any differences between the SEC and the Big Ten?
Not really. He said they got a nice, the equipment room, the weight room is nice. Talent-wise, he was like, everybody's talented no matter where you go. That's how ball is. So he was like, just keep doing what you're doing.
What do you think of this offense, and how similar or different is it to what you were doing in South Carolina?
I'll say it's explosive. We got receivers, we got running backs, we got everybody who could do everything. Compared to SEC, compared to South Carolina, we had the same thing. Things didn't go how we wanted to do go last year, but I still love my guys and stuff. Hope they do the best. But on this next level.
One thing you would be used to is playing with a mobile quarterback. And Anthony is that, but the guy you were playing up with South Carolina could really run too. So what do you gotta, as a tackle, what do you gotta know about a guy that can go make a play out on the field anytime?
I'll just say you just gotta train harder. Just because I did play with Norris and he was breaking every tackle, so it's just trying to visualize and can scramble. Yeah, he got a smaller frame, but he could run and he could do everything. So it's just like I just gotta train more and just keep blocking.
Hey, your name. Can you kind of describe the background of that, where that came from?
What, Tree?
Yeah, Tree.
Tree. It came, like I say, it came youth league. I forgot what age league it was. I can't remember. But it was youth league. I was skinny. Way skinny, I never thought I'd actually play offensive line. I was trying to be a receiver back then, but it didn't work out. But I was skinny, little tall. I think I was like 6'2", 6'3" around that time. So just came down, play ball. My coach was like, "Hey, you look like a tree. You know what? We're gonna call you Tree." So you just stick with me forever. Yeah. Right now they call me different trees, so we'll see how things go.
What do you think of the training table here?
It was good. Food real good. You have different choices. Anytime I feel like eating this, I could be like, well, I want that. So it's like, there's a lot of choices. Thank you.
Paul, can you kind of describe your path to Nebraska and what went into that for you?
A lot of it really went into Coach Rhule, Coach Wade, and definitely Coach Teasley. Going to the transfer portal, really, I had no idea what I was going to do. It was different, but definitely given the chance, like my mindset was going to the NFL, you don't get to pick where to go. So going to Big Ten, it's great football, great experience that I'm getting as well. So that definitely kind of played a big part into it.
Were you, your brother's playing college ball too? Was that a consideration for you as well?
Definitely. Like as an older brother, you always want to be there for your younger brother and show him the way. But at the end of the day, that's his path to take as well. I took mine, so all I can do is just support him and just be there for him. And he understands. We talked about it a lot, and he gave me support, which meant a lot, and I made my decision.
How far back do you go with Coach Wade? Like when did you kind of get to know him first, and how much was that bond a part of you coming here?
Really, since high school. He's been recruiting me since high school and really keeping up with me. When he was at Georgia Tech recruiting my little brother, he was there for me as well. So it was easy kind of having somebody that you already knew, that been wanting you from the beginning and made my transition a little bit better. So that's what I'll say.
We're just talking with Tree about being a part of this line and having you and Elijah as well as him with SEC experience, and I wonder like how much of a conversation topic that is among the three of you and with other linemen, and just like how you feel like that benefits you coming now into the Big Ten.
It definitely benefits just being able to have experience playing in the SEC. And I mean, like I said, football is football. Everybody's going to give you their best no matter what. But coming in here with that much experience, it just makes things a lot easier as far as just communication-wise on the field, knowing what we think, like all on the line. Like if we were just, a fresh group, freshman coming in, it would have been like a whole different situation. But having experience playing in the SEC just brings a little bit more humph to ourselves. Like, we know what to do, we know what to expect, and we expect that of ourselves. So definitely just drives us a little bit more and just get us on the same page.
Pritchett was important in the recruiting process for you when you came on your visit. Can you expand on that and explain that relationship and how it grew between the two of you, and you know what you see as far as the value in him as a friend and teammate?
Yeah, on the visit when I came down here, he was very involved, making me like second guess, like, is the SEC all of it, or can I just branch out and experience more? But throughout the whole process, he's been there by my side. He understood what it was to be in the transfer portal because he's been there, obviously. But the vision that Nebraska has to bring back what the O-line was and is going to be, that's really what drove me into taking into consideration this place. It's been great for so long, and I want to be part of something special. And just having him there, supporting me, somebody that came from Alabama, as everybody know, with high expectation, and having his input into like what Nebraska is all about. Not just the coaches, not just the strength staff, but somebody that's doing it. Really, just we built on that, and we've been just going ever since. Every day, he pushes me, I push him, so we all driving to the same goal, I'd say.
So he's a little more comfortable than last year. What have you observed with Elijah and how he's been out there playing left tackle in practice next to you, right?
Yeah. Most definitely. He's more mature from everything I've heard and just seeing him. Like, he understands that this is his last year and he wants to maximize it, and I'm here to help him out with that. I know that he plays well and I play well, everybody plays well, and that's going to lead to great things. His success drives my success, and my success drives his success as well. So definitely understanding that and making sure that we're on the same page and just pushing each other each and every single day. We have time, but we don't have time. So that's our mindset going into this whole thing.
Looking forward to be out there at Memorial Stadium in front of some fans for the spring game. Just I guess what are you expecting?
I mean, it's a different thing from hearing about everybody talking about how loud the stadium gets, but I really just want to experience for myself. I've heard and done my research, and nothing really is going to beat the in-person feeling of it, and I'm very thrilled about that. And, the fans here are lively. Ever since I've been here, they don't miss. Like, everywhere I go, if they know you're a football player, they're going to show you that love. They're going to support you no matter what. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited about.
Any part of your game at all that you've been really working to smooth out at all since you arrived here in Nebraska?
Really my run game. I know passing the ball is great. We have great quarterbacks, great receivers. At the end of the day, we got to run the ball. In order for us to get where we need to be, we got to run the ball, and that's just something that's been on my mind ever since I got here. Improving on that really will benefit all of us, not just me, but all of us in general. The team is going to make things a lot easier. It's going to open up a lot of things for us down the line. So.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.